Hey, I'm John Martin with TurboTenant, and welcome to Be a Better Landlord. Some landlords wouldn't consider renting their property without running a tenant credit check. Others say they're unreliable or even unfair. I've heard landlords say they trust their gut more than they trust TransUnion. We're here to answer the question of whether credit checks are really worth it, or are they just an unnecessary hurdle in the rental process? Let's start with what credit checks are, their pros and cons, when to run one, and why they're ultimately worth it. Credit checks are reports that give landlords and property managers insight into a prospective renter's financial responsibility. They typically include a credit score, payment history, outstanding debts, bankruptcies and collections. The costs can range, but you or your tenant will normally pay between $30 and $60 to get one done. Most landlords that get credit checks elect to use the application fee to cover the cost. Running these checks has key benefits, most of which help landlords understand whether the renter will meet the criteria they've set. Here are the main benefits: reduced risk of non-payment, understanding their financial responsibility, revealing their debt load, flag previous rental issues like unpaid rent. Because you'll depend on their ability to pay rent, these insights are obviously valuable to ensure you're selecting the best tenant. Of course, credit checks aren't perfect. Let's look at the downsides. Not all reports are the same, so you need to study the different reports available. Some don't give income information. They might not paint the whole picture. Do they include student loan or medical debt? They cost money. And they could slow you down in filling your vacancy. Now here's an idea of when you should and shouldn't run a credit check. Run one if you want to eliminate as much risk as possible and you want to select the best tenant with as much information as possible. Don't complete a credit check if you have a crystal ball or you're not interested in investigating the legalities surrounding the information you're allowed to consult. By now, you see that we think credit checks for tenants are worth it. In the long run, they're not very expensive, and the tenant can pay for the report to save you some dough. If you think about it, even if you personally pay for it, that's a small fee compared to missing out on rent, paying your mortgage late, or going through an eviction. Think about it that way, and they're a bargain. Run your tenant credit checks with TurboTenant. TurboTenant offers free for landlords tenant credit checks that include credit scores, lines of credit, credit inquiries, debt and collections, and income insights for a small added fee. These financial factors make up just a portion of TurboTenant's overall tenant screening process. It also covers criminal records and past evictions, at least wherever it's illegal to consider those items in tenant selection. Sorry, Chicago landlords. Plus, because TurboTenant is an all-in-one property management solution, you can manage these reports in the same place that you market your properties, collect rent, generate and sign lease agreements, schedule showings, and manage maintenance requests. Sign up for a free account today at the link below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more landlord tips.